Hey guys, welcome back to Beast Quest, Series 18, Book 1, Krytor the Blood Bat. And here we are once again with Beast Quest, another awesome series, and this time we are doing none other than Krytor the Blood Bat. So before I start off, I should mention, I said at the end of my last review that Krytor was called the Blooded Bat, but actually it's basically said the Blood Bat. Oh well, close enough. With that being said, let's get to Krytor. Tom and Eleanor returned to Avantia. First it seemed Tom's shield hadn't... First it does seem that Tom's shield hasn't recovered from its attack with Thoron, but the situation got worse when Tom realized that a fire had broken out. However, the situation got even more worse when Tom realized it was Epos who was the cause of this. She was bound in chains and was confused who her friends and foes were. And to put the icing on this cake of bad karma, it turns out a young female warrior had not only defeated the mighty flame bird, but also had been given Tom's golden armor. I'm speechless and excited just by the opening alone. Never have I felt this happy since Series 5. Adler explained her name was Amelia, and he had saved Avantia from Epos's rampage. It was also revealed she's a part of the bloodline of the Avantia's old mistress, giving her the birthright to her family's sacred axe. Adra revealed the only way to decide who would be the master/mistress of the beasts will be something known as the Trial of Heroes, which is basically each challenger fights 4 beasts. Once done that, retrieve this item called the Ruin of Triumph and bring it back. The person who does that gets the title of master/mistress of the beasts. However, it is said that when people have attempted this before, neither warriors have ever returned. Okay, this kinda reminds me of the Warrior's Road, only instead of Tom reclaiming his title from an evil wizard, Tom's competing for his title against another warrior that could be a match for Tom's caliber, which I find more interesting. It's bringing back old elements while giving a new twist. So far, Amelia isn't a villain, just a rival who has the same desire as Tom to protect his home. In that sense, it reminds me of Gen 1 Pokemon, with red versus blue rivalry, so it's nice there. Anyway, the challengers were allowed to one companion, and while Tom chose Eleanor, Amelia chose her Uncle Dre, who is your standard bold, tough, quiet guy. Hugo allowed Tom to set Epos free, but while doing this, doing close in close examination, revealed that Epos had been poisoned, and that could have been the cause of her crazy behaviour. So yeah, while Tom was trying to free Epos, the flame bird, he spotted the poison, and he assumed that poison was the thing that drove her crazy. And once the poison was removed, she was back to her regular self, and she was able to fly away free. So I really hope Amelia isn't behind this, because that would ruin the possible potential this series has for standing out from many others. If it should be a character we have met, do Dre. He would be less to suspect, as he would just follow Amelia around, but then again, I'm still early in the series, so we'll see. Tom, Eleanor, Amelia, and Dre were now on their quest. They had been stripped of their magical artifacts for the sake of the trials. Tom spotted Amelia was fiddling with something, but he couldn't make out what it was. Then Amelia and Tom's groups divided, but looking at Tom's map showed that the beast challenge, known as Krytor, was in the direction where Tom was heading, not where Amelia was going. Either she gets her own set of beasts to fight on this quest. That way they share battle with the same, or they share the battle with the same 4. So they either have separate beasts individually, or they have to fight the same 4 beasts, and it's a matter of who beats the most, I guess. But then again, I feel like the writers don't fully make that point quite clear, which does lead to confusion so far for me. Anyway, our heroes are led to a cave and a swarm of darkness, which engulfs them. Tom and Eleanor were pushed back by a swarm of bats, which was revealed right at them, as they were falling over a cliff. Luckily, Tom caught hold of a root with one hand and Eleanor by the other. Tom thought it was over when a boy blew a whistle to scare off the bats. Then he pulled our heroes up with a rope. The boy, known as Karil, led them to the village, where Well, not only Amelia and Dre awaited them, but a large hole in a cemetery. The people then explained that the hole was for one of them. Okay. The people explained they had been expecting their arrival, as the trial had happened before, and those other warriors have faced the beast. From the way they're explaining it, I personally don't think Tom's meant to kill Krytor, just defeat him, because they're basically implying that Krytor should be murdered. Okay, and they also do imply that warriors have died here before and they put the bodies in the village as a way of honouring their memory, I guess. But our heroes prepared for a feast, as Krytor would emerge at nightfall, but during dinner not only did Amelia have the finest foods imaginable, but she also possessed Tom's compass. She claimed she had no interest in it, but Eleanor accused Amelia of thievery, and Tom assumed she used it to avoid the bats from earlier on. But before any more could be said, Krytor had arrived. Tom, Eleanor, Amelia and Dre faced the Blood Bat after a scuffle with Tom and Amelia Amelia made her move, but then quickly lost her battle axe. Dre came in to defend her, whilst our heroes attempted to fight off the creature. At one point, Tom spotted Amelia had a hint of fear, and when he told her to stay down, she didn't yell, but stayed back. However, later on, she tried to do something heroic, which ended in knocking herself out. But as our heroes were trying to protect Amelia, they noticed that Dre was doing nothing but standing there like he didn't give a damn. Then, Amelia recovered. He fought on her orders. So, that's weird. But that did no good, as he lost his sword. Also of interesting stuff going on here. As here we see a scared side to Amelia, and the mysterious side to Dre. So that's interesting. I am curious about what the deal is there, and if Amelia is aware of this. Is aware that Dre just stands there while she's out cold and doesn't protect her. Or is there more to him than meets the eye, So that's kind of awkward. I would say, when Amelia is awake, he then follows her orders and tries to defend her. Okay, that's kind of suspicious, I'd say. Tom saved Dre just in time, and the fight scuffled over again. Tom then spotted Carol, and believed his flute might hold the key to defeating Krytor, but Carol's dad dragged him back in. He dragged him back in before Tom could get the flute. But Eleanor had created a lasso and tied around Krytor's leg. Tom leaped on for the ride. First, Krytor was trying to buck Tom off, but when Krytor spotted Amelia, he decided to head in her direction. She didn't get hit, but managed to hop aboard the Blood Bat as well. She then approached Tom and cut his rope. She was attempting to cut his rope, and from the image in the book, he hadn't got his shield. Tom begged Amelia not to cut it, but before she could apply any more pressure to the rope, Eleanor shot an arrow by Amelia as a warning shot. After a bit of flying, Amelia lost her balance and landed next to Tom on Krytor's talons. But despite everything that was going on, it appeared Amelia was having fun with this adventure. Tom tried to communicate to Eleanor to bring him Carol's flute. Luckily, she had heard him and delivered the flute via arrow, and with one good blow, Krytor was brought crashing down. Tom had passed the first trial, and so did Amelia, because as soon as the beast surrendered, Amelia stabbed it through the back, which shocked me. Yes, we see Tom kill beasts, but we never see anyone else do it. Plus, these are trial beasts, so you think they're not going to die at the end of the book. A shaman informed them that Krytor wasn't gone, but when a warrior would kill the Blood Bat, he would vanish and one day re-emerge, which lifted Tom's spirits. Tom learned it wasn't just the beasts he had to keep an eye on now, it was Amelia and Dre as well. Because apparently these guys have no hesitation on killing beasts. Very blunt about it. So yeah, but I do like this book. Krytor the Blood Bat, I think I went over that description quite well actually. I've been, like always, I do have a few scuffles here and there, but hopefully it was nothing too major. But yeah, I do love Krytor the Blood Bat. It's a nice setup for Series 18. I do like this idea of bringing the Trial of Heroes to play, and it's similar to the Warrior's Road, like I said, but they're adding something new by having a rival competitor, and she's not just another whiny snob like Prince Rotu was from, I forgot what series it was. I think it was the one with Velma's Revenge, maybe. But she's not like that type of character. She's got sort of the same snobby personality, but she's got more layers to her. She's a descendant of the former mistress of the Beast of Avantia, and she has a scared side. There's a lot of development for her in this one book alone, I find, where we see her scared, we see her cocky, we see her anger, we see her in lots of different ways. And I think that's a really good starting point for Amelia. Dre, he's kind of he's very suspicious right from the get-go, because, you know, when Amelia is awake and in the fight, he fights by her side and protects her and all that stuff. But when Amelia is out cold, he doesn't do a damn thing. Instead, he just watches the show. So that kind of lingers raises suspicion on him. So there's that. Other than that, though, I do like the rivalry that Tom and Amelia have. Eleanor once again saves the day by giving Tom the flute to bring Krytor down. So it's nice that she wasn't shafted in this book. I do feel, once again, of course, Storm and Silver are not a part of this series. It seems to be a new thing where they're removing Storm and Silver a lot more in these books. But oh well. That being said, though, Krytor the Blood Bat, easily a good start to Series 18, and I'm looking forward to see where the story progresses for not just the beasts, but also the rival character, Amelia. And we'll see that awesomeness continue, because next time on Beast Quest, we'll be moving on to Sora, the Stinging Spectre. Did I say that right? Yeah. Sora, the Stinging Spectre. Now, if that's, assuming this beast is a female, that's what I'm assuming is, I'm pronouncing the name Sora. So, but if I get corrected in the book review, I'll let you know. But from now on, I think Sora is a girl, so I'm going to pronounce it as that. So join us next time, like I said, where we do Sora, the Stinging Spectre. Till next time, guys. Peace. Hey guys, welcome back to Beast Quest, Series 18, Book 2, Sora, the Stinging Spectre. So here we are again, guys, with another awesome book of Beast Quest. So, like always, in-depth story analysis and then my overall thoughts on this awesome book. I should mention before I start that Krytor has nothing to do with sucking blood, so why call him the Blood Bat? But with that being said, let's move on to Sora. Tom and Eleanor awoke at a beach with Amelia and Dre right behind them. I'm assuming they were teleported here after their first trial. Amelia once again revealed she possessed Tom's magic compass that points between destiny and danger. Tom reminded her if she continued to cheat like this, she would not only be disqualified, but also dishonor her ancestor. This convinced her to share the compass, so that everyone was on an equal playing field. The compass pointed to an island, which wobbled the arrow between destiny and danger. A creepy woman told them not to go there, as all who enter are never seen again, and the people who live there, known as the Strange Ones, don't like travelers to their island. Tom wondered if this woman or the Strange Ones have a connection to the next beast. Regardless of this, the group decided to take a small boat to escort them to the island when they approached by a tidal wave. Yes, they were approached by a tidal wave when they took the boat. Amelia fell overboard, and Dre didn't even bother to move to help her as she struggled, so Tom attempted to rescue, only to be knocked off himself when Amelia was on board. Then Dre fell in and got into a fight with some swordfish. After a little scuffle, Tom resurfaced and was about to climb back on aboard, when Dre pushed him out of the way so he could climb up first. Tom was then pulled down by something, and was saved by Eleanor just in time, and as Tom climbed aboard, it was revealed to be a large swordfish. Before Amelia could kill it, our heroes threw it back into the ocean, which seemed to scare off the rest of the school of fish, but Eleanor informed them of a better reason why the swordfish were retreating, one that was approaching their very location. The group met the next beast, a giant jellyfish, with a ship inside its dome. The beast caught them in sight and planned to suck them inside the jelly dome, but the group powered through. Despite Sora's power to create whirlpools, the group escaped. However, Eleanor got poisoned by Sora's tentacles. Using the remaining strength, they reached the island, and as Amelia gave Dre more orders, he began to get firm. Anyway, the team went ashore, hoping to find Eleanor a cure for her poison. Before Eleanor passed out, she mentioned a special plant could heal her. Tom begged Amelia and Dre to help, but Amelia dismissed this and ordered Dre to cast the boat out. I'm assuming Amelia plans to fight the beast again, so she can pass another trial. Tom was alone. He searched desperately when he thought he had found what he was looking for. When it turned out to be some piranha pirates, humanoid fish. Tom assumed these were the strange ones he was warned about. They mentioned that the jellyfish was called Sora, and they confirm, of course, that Sora is a girl, so I did pronounce the name right. Tom asked if they know where he could find this plant he needs to save Eleanor. While the creatures smirked, they said they do know where it is, but they would only show him if he bet them in combat. Tom fought off the piranha pirates, and after a long scuffle he managed to defeat them and make them show him where the plant was. They also gave him some dynamite, but they said the way they said it made it sound more of a threat than positive words for Tom. Anyway, Tom got the plant and ran to Eleanor, only to see the poison had increased since last time, and Tom wondered if he was too late. Eleanor was of course still breathing, and with careful procedure Tom saved Eleanor's life. She was so proud of his efforts, but now they had to defeat Sora. Tom had a plan with the dynamite he had acquired from the piranha pirates, which involved luring Sora to the shore. Tom used himself as bait to lure her in, then planned to retreat from her to lure her in further to the shoreline. But she snagged him with one of her tentacles, and Tom spotted Dre in what appeared to be a lifeless state, trapped inside Sora's jelly dome. Yeah, so apparently Tom sees Dre inside Sora's jelly dome, and he's assuming that she's dead, basically. So Tom had come to the conclusion that Dre was dead. Then, after a brief scuffle with Sora, it appeared Tom was winning, when it was revealed Amelia had Eleanor held hostage, as a method to stop Tom fighting Sora. After all, she wanted the credit, and from the dialogue she states, it appears she doesn't care about her uncle, so it's quite possible she used him as a sacrifice. While Eleanor broke free and fought Amelia, Tom was dragged under water by Sora. Tom was almost killed when Eleanor had thrown in some dynamite which blew up Sora before Tom got swallowed, so saving our hero just in the nick of time. After coming victorious, our heroes found Dre. Eleanor checked him out and there was no pulse. Dre had died. Amelia emerged, and so did the piranha pirates. And then after a little talk, Dre was alive again. Everyone was stunned with shock, but indeed he was alive. With Sora destroyed, the group was given safe passage to their third trial, because we're on beast number 3 next time. You know, for a second I thought Dre was really gonna die on us, and I'd be happy, because so far he's been the most suspicious character, but the fact he's come back to life tells me he's no ordinary human. And I do like the fact that Eleanor kills the beast despite her absence. She pulled off the victory this time around, which is normally Tom's thing, but I do appreciate that Eleanor got some points in there too, because I do prefer them taking out the beast together, but it's a nice switch up to give Eleanor the victory after her absence in the middle section. And I do appreciate that Tom had to be the physician basically here. He had to take up Eleanor's role and heal her, and he pulled it off greatly. He was challenged in a new way. Instead of not just a beast fight, he was challenged to doing Eleanor's role, which he's not really used to, but he pulled it off well. Amelia, still the bratty girl that she is, of course, she's actually acting a bit more selfish now, putting Eleanor's life at the line stops Tom from winning. And then there's hints where she could have used her uncle to get closer to the beast. So she could have used her uncle to get closer to the beast at times, which is probably how he got trapped inside the dome. And then, of course, you've got the final conclusion with Dre still being suspicious, still possible being the mysterious bad guy that poisoned Epos from the beginning. Because this guy is able to come back to life when Eleanor, someone who's been trained under medical stuff, has checked and there's no pulse on him, and he's able to come back alive. So I think this guy is no ordinary human. But yeah, if everything goes the way I think it is, it will, from the villain angle, it might be predictable. But I am hoping that they can turn it around on us and give us something more. And I am wondering, does Amelia know anything about this? But you never know, we'll see. Because, yeah guys, this has been my little read-through on Sora, the Singing Spectre. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, make sure to leave a like, comment, go subscribe, hit that notification bell in the corner so you can stay in tune with all Beast Quest videos and various amounts of other content on this channel. And next time on Beast Quest, we'll be moving right along to the next awesome beast. And that one is, let me just grab the book real quick, it is like so, Drogon, the Jungle Menace. Till next time guys. Peace. Hey guys, welcome back to Beast Quest, Series 18, Book 3, Drogon the Jungle Menace. And we're almost done with Series 18, almost done. But we had to get through Drogon, and my god, this was a great book. Yes indeed, I think Drogon is better than Sora and Krytor, because the story has taken another step further and given us a tremendous gem. I should mention before I start that I do believe Sora is a better book than Krytor because it doesn't rely on setup and it had some higher stakes with unexpected twists. With that being said, let's get to Drogon. But yeah, like I said though, Drogon has beaten Sora, so that's impressive. And like always, into story analysis and then my overall thoughts on this epic adventure. Tom and the group had arrived in a jungle for trial number 3. Tom was competing for his title against a feisty young female called Amelia, but only one could become victorious. Eleanor questioned why Amelia has been here, why has she been here for so long and never took action till now. Her explanation was just she finished her training when they came back, and then when Eleanor brought up how her uncle came back to life, the only explanation we get from Amelia is Dre is a tough guy. And I do like that Eleanor thinks the same way as I do, that we both think Dre is not a human being. Tom explained the truth would come out in the end, and after reading their map, the next beast was revealed to be called Drogon. When Amelia and Dre went off, they came rushing back as a squadron of large scorpions came surrounding the group. So that's a nice start. Tom and the group fought off the scorpions, but it was Dre who had won the battle for them, as he had immense strength greater than the ordinary man and easily overpowered the scorpions. Despite being stung, he carried on like a champ and managed to scare off the squadron. When Eleanor went to investigate his injuries, our heroes discovered he was bleeding black blood, which confirmed our suspicions. Dre is not human. Tom convinced Amelia and Dre to help prepare a campfire. It does seem Amelia is respecting Tom a bit more. However, when Amelia and Dre leave the group, our heroes wonder if Amelia was behind Epos's poisoning. Tom went to investigate Dre and Amelia. He spotted Dre and Amelia in some kind of trance. Amelia was talking to someone and mentioned Tom was only a boy, and she remained loyal to this mysterious presence. She appeared to be getting tortured when Tom broke up the trance, but Amelia told Tom not to interfere with their personal matter. Wow, the story takes another turn. I thought Dre was the villain, but now, while there's still a possibility he's behind this, it seems to me he's more of a pawn for some other higher force at work, and if it does go that route, I'll be very happy. Tom and Eleanor awoke only to find Amelia and Dre had gone in search of Drogon. While trying to find them before the beast found them, they encountered a warrior's shield, one of Drogon's many victims. This showed that Drogon's fists had strength to dent steel. After further travelling, they finally meet Drogon, and he roared loudly. Tom and Eleanor got into a scuffle with Drogon, and it's revealed that not only does he have that Drogon possesses great strength and speed, but he also can cause tremors with his stomping, and his fur was immune to arrows. When the fight was over, our heroes were forced to make a retreat and bumped into Amelia and Dre, who waited in the trees. But when Tom was captured in his grasp, Dre did nothing. So yes, Tom was captured by Drogon Tom got captured by Drogon, and Dre just stood there doing nothing. Once again, seems to be similar from the past other books. Tom was saved by one of Amelia's traps to defeat Drogon, while Eleanor freed her friend. Amelia believed she had defeated the beast, but after close observation, they spotted not only some special thread in the wrecked shield they had found, but also that Drogon was not done, and he was waking up. Amelia begged Drogon not to harm her or her uncle, as she was trying to convince Drogon they were his allies. Which does show once again that Amelia is actually taking Tom's advice as the story progresses, which I do like. But But this doesn't stop Drogon. He grabbed the log trap which Amelia, which Amelia made, and ripped it off, and used it as a club to send Dre flying to his doom. While some of them believed that Dre was dead, it wouldn't surprise me if he was still alive, after his reawakening in Sora. Anyway, after a large scuffle, Tom outmaneuvered Drogon. However, his luck ran out when Drogon disarmed Tom and flung him into the air. Tom ended safely in some trees and quickly rejoined Eleanor and Amelia. I should mention, when Tom looked like he was dead, Eleanor refused to believe Tom was dead without seeing his body first, which I do like. Anyway, Tom told Amelia and Eleanor to take the thread they had gotten from the warrior's shield and use it as a tripwire, allowing Tom to force Drogon into a surrender. Despite Amelia's refusal, she eventually went through with this. So while Tom lured Drogon over and leaped over the wire, it also seemed to be going according to plan, but then Drogon also leaped over the wire and followed in pursuit. The fight was taking place to some trees, where Tom got a vine and managed to coil Drogon's throat, while Eleanor coiled Drogon's ankles, making the jungle menace fall on a sharp log, and Tom feared he had killed him. Tom regained himself as he remembered when a beast dies in the Trial of Heroes, it would be revived for future challenges. But I find it silly that Tom says he didn't go on this quest to kill beasts when many fans can argue that he kills beasts. Anyway, a hole-like cliff opened, and Amelia pushed Eleanor into it to see if it was the portal. Luckily it was, as there was no drop, otherwise Eleanor would be dead. When Amelia jumped in, Tom was just about to follow, when of course it's revealed that Dre was still alive, and finally it was revealed that what's the deal with Dre. Jezrin was behind this. He had survived his last encounter and used Dre as a vessel to keep watch on Amelia, hoping she would win the Trial of Heroes. And yes, he's also responsible for the poisoning of Epos to make the Trial of Heroes happen in the first place. First of all, Jezrin was a fitting villain to bring back. This plan seems to be right up his alley. Like I said, it does feel similar to the Warrior's Road, and Jezrin was the villain of that series. It also seems he's one step ahead of Tom, and of course him being a wizard makes sense. He's alive, with the running theme of evil wizards not staying dead in this series, so yeah, kind of makes sense. But yeah, Dre is going to stop Tom from entering the portal so that Amelia can kill Eleanor and finish the quest. It seemed tough, but Tom realized if he couldn't get past Dre, he would push himself in with him, leading into Book 4. I really like this book, and I'm wondering still if Amelia is in control of her actions, or is she being controlled by Jezrin? Because I want to know what the little connections are with Amelia and Jezrin are, because she says she's remaining loyal to Jezrin. Does that mean she's under a spell, or does that mean she's doing this of her own choice? I would like to know that, but I am hyped for the finale of Series 18. But yeah, guys, this has been my attempt on doing Drogon the Jungle Menace. For what it's worth, I think I did a nice little decent job of it. I had a few little stumbles here and there, like normally, but I did a pretty good job. Having a gorilla was a nice attempt of a beast. Eleanor got to do some more. She was a very faithful character, strong-willed, minded. Drogon was a nice beast, kind of similar to Arctur in design, and a lot of other monkey-like beasts. But you know, you get the idea. Amelia gets some subtle development, and then you got Dre finally being exposed, and of course he does that death fake out thing again. Tom, being the hero that he is, helps save the day and does learn a few things, like he reminds himself more than he learns, but he does a good job of catching that hero aspect still throughout the books, and it's getting exciting now, how it leads up. So I am curious to see how the story ends up with the final book. And next time on Beast Quest, we'll be wrapping up Series 18 with Caraxes, the Diamond Warrior. Till next time, guys. Peace. Hey guys, welcome back to Beast Quest. Series 18, Book 4, Caraxes, the Diamond Warrior. That's right, guys, it's time to finally wrap up Series 18. So without further ado, let's do this. In-depth story analysis and then my overall thoughts on the final book. Tom was fighting off Dre as they were falling through an abyss to the next portal. Dre had turned out to be a pawn for the evil wizard Jezrin, who was revealed to be alive. After a brief scuffle and entering through the final portal, Amelia and Eleanor knocked out Dre, and when that was done, Amelia stated she had changed sides, so she was aware of the plan, but after being told to kill Tom in his sleep, she refused, and that's when Tom spotted Dre torturing her in the jungle. This was the proof Tom needed to gain her trust. However, they noticed that Dre had gone. There was no sign of Dre, so the group ventured forth. After looking at the map, they noticed the final beast was called Caraxes, and the map led them to a mine, where all the workers and warriors had possibly died by Caraxes' hands. After more travelling, they found a chamber full of diamonds, and of course Amelia went for it, but it was revealed to be a trap, as Caraxes emerged from the very diamond, a female warrior made completely of one of the strongest/hardest solids on Earth, and with our heroes pushed back, how could they possibly beat this beast? After a scuffle, Tom went to get Amelia, while Eleanor used her arrows. While they didn't do no damage, they could get Caraxes' attention, which allowed Tom to take Amelia to safety. However, Caraxes spotted them and chased in pursuit, and after entering a new chamber with the light at the top, the trio decided to face Caraxes. While Eleanor distracted Caraxes, Tom and Amelia used their weapons to let sections of the cave fall on Caraxes, and together they managed to defeat the final beast under a pile of rubble. But of course, the victory was short-lived when Dre was revealed to have Eleanor hostage. I'm hoping this is not the end of Caraxes, because that was the shortest fight ever, so we'll see. Dre's face moulded into Jezrin's, and he said Caraxes was not done, and when she breaks free, he wants Tom and Amelia to defeat her and bring him the Ruin of Courage, otherwise Eleanor dies. However, Caraxes had emerged sooner than expected, and when she was free, she absorbed the sunlight, which gave her the power to fire a solar beam right out of her eyes. Eleanor jumped out of the way, and aimed straight at Dre, finally killing him. From the image it's shown, his head has popped off, but our heroes made a run for it, with Caraxes behind them. But was being outside a good idea? Because Caraxes gains more power from the sunlight to get her laser beam, so it's kind of a risky move. But what choice did they have? Caraxes shot out her laser beams whenever she got the chance to. At first, Tom told his companions to retrieve the Ruin of Courage, but then, when he spotted the pulley system, after deflecting one of Caraxes' beams back at her, he told his team instead to help him operate the pulley system, and together they coiled up Caraxes' ankle and pulled her up. While Tom thought he'd won, Caraxes proved it crafty as she cut her own foot off. Tom and the others ran back into the mine, with Caraxes following in pursuit. They entered a new chamber, with daylight exposed, which means when Caraxes enters, she'll charge more sunlight. Caraxes was in, and after a scuffle, she went for Amelia, but despite having her at close range, and easily slamming her with her fist, she decided to wait a bit and charge up her body so she could shoot sunlight. This does seem silly, because Caraxes could easily end Amelia by putting her fist down, but instead she chooses to charge up her energy, which is kind of weird. All she has to do, she's got Amelia's down on the ground, she could easily just punch her and knock her lights out, but she chooses to stay in the position and charge up sunlight just so we can have some drama, which is kind of an awkward moment, whatever. Anyway, Tom saves Amelia by blocking the laser beams with his shield, but Caraxes still continued to laugh. It seemed hopeless when Eleanor shot her arrows at Caraxes' shoulder, and that this time they did harm her. It was revealed that Eleanor made diamond-headed arrows which penetrated Caraxes' own diamond body. Tom had a plan to allow Caraxes to absorb the sunlight, in which she did, and when fired, Tom deflected it back to Caraxes' injured shoulder. This spread the energy through Caraxes' entire body, making her shatter to pieces. Tom had won, thanks to Eleanor. With Caraxes defeated, they had acquired the Ruin of Courage, and a portal arrived to escort our heroes home. However, Amelia was having doubts, but Tom convinced her they couldn't have won without her help. They all went back, and while Tom had kept his tail, Amelia was also rewarded too, for seeing the right side. She was bestowed with training from Freya in Wildor. Then Adro showed them a chamber in the Gallery of Tombs, and it was revealed that they were the first ones ever to complete the Trial of Heroes, as everyone else has died who tried to do it. Everyone was shocked, and they gazed at the Ruin of Courage. And that basically is the book known as Caraxes the Diamond Warrior. Awesome book, really. I wouldn't say it's the best of the four. As for my analysis on the book, I would say I did pretty well. There was a few scuffles here and there, but for what it's worth, I think I did a nice, decent little job. But like I said, it's not the best book, and the reason for that, it's on par with Drogon. I feel like that one little element holding it back is the point where Amelia's at, I've went on, like, Amelia is down, but instead of just taking her fist and punching her dead, for some reason Caraxes decides to wait, stand in the position, and charges up her sunlight energy ability because that's more powerful. I get that's more stronger, but it'd be a lot more quicker to get the job done there. Which seems to be a case for a lot of villains where they just stand there and gloat their victory. But in this case, it's just that she's standing there just to charge up energy. It's kind of weird. But that plot hole aside, Caraxes still is a great book. It finally wraps up the Dre stuff. And then you've got Eleanor, who I do like, because once again, this is a book where both Tom and Eleanor defeat this beast together. Eleanor's diamond arrows are the ones that injure the beast, and that follows up with Tom's great plan to use Caraxes' own laser beam ability against herself, and that's what causes their victory, which is nice. Tom seeing Amelia's positive side finally draw out, showing that she can be a good person, and it's very nice. And overall, it's a great book, really, a nice fitting end to Series 18. And that being said, guys, this has been my little read-through of Caraxes the Diamond Warrior. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, make sure you leave a like, comment, go, subscribe, all that good stuff. Hit the notification bell button so you can stay in tune with all Beast Quest related topics on this channel. And of course, other various amounts of content on here. Next time on Beast Quest, we'll be moving right along with Series 19. And that, of course, starting off with an interesting beast known as... Oh, by the way, I should say, Series 19 is called the Kingdom of Dragons. And what better dragon to start off with than... Quarg, the Stone Dragon. Till next time, guys. Peace.